And welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. So what we need to do now is first of all, let's just stop this from running, and we just need to put together another lines of code so that we can walk around, maybe go forward and back. So I'm going to select C# script and I'll call that movement. Now select the movement script and click on open. There we go. Now I'm going to first of all start by declaring the following variables. So I'm going to enter the following variables there. So have a good look at them. Now inside my function stats, I am going to start by asking the system, let's say controller, this very one here. Grab hold of that, paste that here, and I'm going to say controller equals get components, and that is going to be the component that we're talking about is going to be the character controller, this very one there. Grab hold of that and just paste it right there. Okay, now so let's do our movement logic in a fix update here. Okay, so that the movement can happen at the same pace with the physics update itself, so that is fine. So what I would then say is let's create a variable there, and I'm going to call that input, and that will be equals new vector3, and the new vector3, that's going to be input dot get axis, and this axis is going to be horizontal. There we go. So let's enter a comma here and enter 0 for the y-axis. The horizontal is for the x-axis. So another input get axis, that's going to be for the vertical. So I'm going to copy that and write in here, just enter a comma there, and that is going to be for vertical. Let's come in here, just enter vertical there. Right, and you just enter semicolon there. That is good. So next thing I'm going to say input multiply equals move speed, and that's one of the variable right there. Look at it, the move speed. I'm just taking care of that here. So let's enter semicolon. Then I will also say input, that is going to be equals transform dot transform direction, and we enter input as our argument in the parentheses. And the next thing we need to do is to check if the controller bottommost point is actually touching the ground. So we'll use an if statement there. So if controller dot is grounded, let's enter statement block, and in our statement block we just say movement direction, and that will be equals input. But on the other hand, if the user is pressing the jump button, so we just say if input dot get button is jump, we want the following to happen. So that would be direction, copy that, direction dot y, that would be equals math f dot square, and we just say 2 multiplied by gravity, and we multiply that by the jump height. That is the variable right here, jump height. Grab all of that and just paste that right there, enter semicolon here, and else, actually come in here, let's just enter else here, move direction dot y equals 0. You see the info text has actually given us that. That is good. So the next thing is going to be another else statement, else input dot y equals direction dot y, and direction equals vector length, movement direction or move direction input, comma, air control, multiply that by time dot delta. So let's see now, that's the air control there. Okay, how long it stays in the air there. So now the next thing that we're going to have to do now is bring our movement down by applying gravity over time. And there, guys. Okay, let's save that and we try it out and see how that's going to work. Alright, so just have a good look at the lines of code and we take it from there. I'm going to save it now. Let's go straight to Unity editor, and right there. Okay, the compiler is finished and there's no error. So let's select the main camera, scroll right down and drag the movement script, dump it right there. That's good. So I'm going to try that out as well. So let's run and see. Click on run. Check that out, guys. We can now move forward and we can even move back. That is very, very good. And take a good look at my raycast. That's the distance between this image and here, that's the raycast. That is brilliant. Look at that, guys. I love this asset. Okay, alright, let's end that. We now need to go straight into, let's go straight into Mizamo. I'm going to end that, and right there, I'm now inside Mizamo. I actually need something that looks like an alien. Maybe I should get hold of this Vanguard here. Click on Vanguard and change that. And once that is ready, we now need to add an animation to it. So let's click on animation right here and just check out what animation will look or will be good enough for an alien. Let's see, firing rifle. So let's click on that. I prefer that. Yeah, that's good. Alright, that's good. Let's download that. Click on download. And you see the format. I'm going to change that to Collada and leave the other setting the way they are. Now click on download. Okay, the first part is finished downloading. That is it right there. But I also want to see when we shoot at it, I want it to actually collapse. Let's see something, an animation that will make him die, something like that. Just look for that. I think this will be good enough. I'm going to click on that. Yeah, that's good enough. So let's download that. Click on download. And it's collider as well. The collider will include every single texture it's got on. So click on download. And that is it right there. Dead from the right. And firing rifle. Okay, that's fine. And I'm now going to go straight into my download folder. That is it. Let's extract both files. Just extract that. And you're going to have to extract the second one as well. Yeah, close that. That's done. Extract this very one as well. Once it's extracted, we then drag them straight on into the project area. Good. Both files are extracted. Select date from the right and firing. And let's drag it straight here. We'll drag both folders. There, dump it right there. There, it's ready now. And those are the two folders that I've just added. So I'm going to double click on the firing one, select it, and you then come to the inspector here. You see where we have rig, click on rig, and let's select where it says animation type. I'm going to change that to humanoid, and select the animation tab as well, and let's change that to loop there, so that we get him working all along, as you can see here. That is good. Then click on apply. There we go. And the next thing we want to do now, I'm going to right click here and let's select animation controller right there. I'm just going to give that a name. I'll call it firing. There we go. Double click on the animation controller and let's come back here to my humanoid. If I click on this icon here, look at that. That is the animation controller. I say click and drag, drop it there. You see, I have now connected the animation to my animation controller. You can close that now. That is fine. Alright, that's good. So next thing we want to do now is let's drag this human, drag him and just dump him there. It's very huge, so we need to change the size to something like 0.01 by 0.01 by 0.01. That is him right there. Guess you guys can see. Yeah, just right there. Okay. Alright, the next thing we now want to do is select the firing rifle. We now drag the animator controller, this very one. We must drag it straight into this animator controller there. So click, drag and drop it right there, else no animation will take place. So if I run it now, let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to run that. Let's just see that, how that's going to work. It's coming up now. There, let's look. There we go. That's him right there. Okay, see him walking around. See, it's just gone through in there. So there's one more thing we need to add. We need to add capsule collider. So Y is selected. Okay, come right here. Just type in capsule collider. Okay, I've added the capsule collider to him. Now inside the editor here, click on this to edit it. There. Just drag it to cover him. Okay, now with the capsule collider in place, let's try it out and you guys see how that's gonna look like for now. There we go. Okay, that is fine. Now we now need to, okay, that's the dead alien. So right click and let's create animation controller for the dead alien as well. So I'm just going to call it dead. There we go. Now double click on the animator controller and click right here, and let's select the animation to link it up. That is fine, but we still need to convert it to humanoid, so I'm going to close that. So now select the alien. Now let's make sure it's converted to humanoid, and right here drop this down, select humanoid, and the animation, let's change that to loop. Oh no, we don't want it to loop because once it's dead, so just leave it like that. If I run it now, boom, that's it. Okay, so let's stop that and click on apply. That is it. I'm going to move it, just paste it here. Let's make sure it's there. Where is it? Okay, it must be very big. And let's reduce the size to 0.01, 0.01, 0.01. There we go. That's the dead alien there. Now grab hold of the animation controller and just paste it inside the controller on the inspector. There we go. So if I run it now, the dead alien should actually collapse, but before then I'm going to apply capsule collider to it. There. And click on edit. Okay, I'm just going to drag it so that we can cover him up. If we don't do that, it won't fall, it will just sink. So let's run it and see. It should actually collapse now. There we go, that's him. He actually collapsed. Okay, so I'm going to stop that, and there. Okay, with the dead alien, I'm going to convert it to a prefab. So grab it right there and just dump it here and select original prefab. So that is fine. Dead alien is taken care of. I can now delete it from here. Delete. There. With this firing alien, we need to put together a line of code. So let's go back in here. I actually need two of those. So okay, let's right click in here and create another lines of code. So I'm going to call it secure area. There. Secure area from the alien. So now come in here and click on open. There we go. And first of all, I'm going to create a public variable. Let's say public game object, and I'll call that alien down, something like that. There. Now let's get rid of this as well. So let's create the following. I'm going to say void invalid, and we just say destroy game object. There. Now we're now going to create a private variable with, a private function. There's a private void on mouse click, private void on mouse, a mouse down, and now want it to instantiate that again. Instantiate. That would be alien down, this very one here, comma, transform dot position, comma, transform dot rotate. So that that's fine. So we just need to now say game object, destroy game object. Come right there, paste there. Okay, that is fine. Let's correct this. Alright, I'm going to save that and let's go into our editor. I will now attach these lines of code to the alien. Okay, now that's the alien there, and just grab the line of code, drag it, drop it there. There we go. And now it's asking me alien down. Who is the alien down? The alien down is the dead alien, this very one. So drag the prefab of that dead alien and dump it right there. So anytime the bullet or the gun hits the alien that is firing, is automatically replaced by the dead alien. That's good. Now we're firing alien. Now that we've attached our lines of code to it, I'm now going to convert it to a prefab. Click, drag and drop and accept that. So it's now reusable. So we can have a bunch of aliens here now. Just do whatever we want to do. And just add maybe one more. There we go. We have 3 around. Okay. So let's just run and see how that's going to look like. There we go. Those are the aliens just walking on the street. Okay, let's end it. And I'm now going to write another line of code. Let's put together one. Come in here, inside the script, and right click, and I'll just call that gun. There we go. Select the script for gun, open it up, and first of all we're going to need the following variables for the gun. So those are the variables I'm going to be using for the gun. Enemy destroy, the radius. Within this radius 150, it will be down. Then the camera focus, the amount of force for damage. We're going to need particles, sound effect and muzzle. So that is that taken care of. Okay, let's create 2 functions. The very first one, I'm going to call that void update and enter statement block. And the second one, I'm going to call that void, let's say, disable alien. There. Now you see this disable alien, let's call that inside the update here. And I'm also going to ask this explosion sound to play. So let's enter that here and just say dot play. Now the muzzle flash, I'm going to ask that to play as well. So grab hold of that and come right down here, and I'll just say dot play there. And right inside the void display, I will start by saying, let's say raycast hit target. Okay, and we then use an if statement. So if physics.raycast and the camera dot transform dot position, comma camera dot transform dot forward, and the out. Now what I then want the system to then do is as follows. So we now say secure area, that is up there, that's a secure area, and that is going to be shooting equals target.transform.get component secure area. Okay, so let's use if now. If target dot rigid body is not equals no, then let's enter statement in there. Target dot rigid body dot false minus target dot none, multiply that by the damage false, and finally we enter as follows. Game object clear object equals instance, then we get our particles and so on, and that is it. So I'm going to save that. Let's click on save, and let's come right to the straight to the editor here. There we go. It's compiling. So end of statement expected. So let's come in here. Oh, there we go. Save that again. Come right down here. Make sure that is correct. Now there we go. That is done. So I'm now going to drag these lines of code to the gun. Where is the gun? Should be right underneath here somewhere. Drop that down, and here add the lines of code straight onto the gun. There. Now that is sorted. We now need to take care of this, all of these variables here, the 4 variables. So first of all, drag the main camera, dump that here. The next thing is the sound. Let's look for the sound. It's right here. Okay, but to add the sound, this is the only way we can get the sound on board. I'm going to go straight into the hierarchy here, and let's select audio, and we select audio source. Now let's add the explosion sound straight onto the audio source. There, that is it. Select the audio source, that's it right there. You see where we have play on awake, I'm going to uncheck that, and that is the sound, so that's fine. We can now click on the gun and then drag our audio source here straight in here. Audio source is sorted. The other 2 things that is left for us to take care of is the particles and the muzzle flash. So let's go back in here, or we can just click on this and select effects, and let's select that. That is the effect there. Okay, can you see that? Now we need to position that where the gun is, and there are some settings we need to take care of. First of all, let's stop that. Okay, so if I play, that is it. Stop. Alright, the choice is yours if you want to change the color. So maybe I should leave the color as white, or okay, let's drop this down and select another color to that white. Change this one to maybe something, a bit of red, so that's fine. Okay, now duration, I'm going to make that about 1. Start lifetime 1. Start speed, make that 1 as well. So let's come right down here. Let's see the simulation. I'm going to make that world. Scroll down, and here you see where we have the emission. Drop down, and you see burst. I'm going to add burst there, and then let's just make that maybe 1. And you see the shape, drop the shape down. I'm going to select rectangle for the shape, and the scale will be, let's make that 0 by 0 by 0. Okay, I think that is fine for now. Now one other thing, let's play it and see. Yeah, that's it. Look at that. Okay, let's stop that. You see the boss? Let me go back in there, and I'm gonna change that to about 30. Let's see what's gonna happen with 30. Play it and see. Okay, we can change that back to maybe about 5, and let's see. Stop that first. Change it to 5. Play. Yeah, I think 5 should do. Now, I now want to paste that particle right by my gun. Let's look for the gun. In the first place, I'm going to grab it. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to place the particle in as a child of the gun. There we go, that's the gun there. Okay, make sure the particle is right at the front of the gun barrel itself, and that is that. So I think I need to move it a little bit here, something like that. Okay, so the next thing is select the gun, and let's come in here. You see where we have particle. Drag the particle system itself and dump it inside my muzzle flash here. There, and here where we have particle effect, I'm going to go to the folder 48 effects and double click on the effect folder, and let's select one of the effects we have in here. Maybe let's try out the fireball. Where is my, yeah, there we go, that's it. Drag the fireball and dump it right there. Alright, so let's try it out now. So I'm going to click on play. Let's just see what's going to happen. I've added some aliens on board. Any more? Look at that. That's how you create your own first person, or FPS in Unity. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. So with that, I'm gonna say bye for now.